Hi. So, as you can, well, maybe tell, for my project two, I decided to um, review or play around with Scratch some more. I actually had a lot of fun when we were doing Scratch for an assignment. So, um, selfishly, I kind of wanted to play around with it some more. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. I act and I wanted to get to know it a little more. So, um, what I like about Scratch is that it's a coding program, but it's very user friendly, and I think young kiddos could use it. While I think it's probably more appropriate for, I would say, third, fourth, fifth graders. I think younger kids could really easily use this and understand it as well. So my kind of thinking was that Scratch is a great website to just, or app, I'm using the website version though, to just get on and honestly to just explore and play around with. I think you really wouldn't have to explain much to students and they could just kind of explore it themselves and they would have a really easy time understanding. And that's kind of what's so great about coding is that you can't really make mistakes. I mean, you can make mistakes, but that's kind of the point of it. And you learn from them, and then you learn, okay, that didn't work, but let's try this. So, um, while I think Scratch is a great website to just get on and play around with, I did want to make something a little more meaningful and intentional as far as like lessons go. So, my thinking was using this, I need to remember to breathe. My thinking was using this to actually go along with telling stories. So, my thinking was students are writing a story in the classroom and they're going to use Scratch to illustrate a scene in their story. Well, illustrate, but animate a scene in their story. Um, so, this is just like the Scratch website, it's free. I just had to sign in with like an email and password, but and then this takes you to this page. So there's a ton of different buttons. You can start by clicking create and it's going to be slow. And they have this is kind of I forget what they call it, but this is like the is it the motherboard maybe? Anyways, this is where you create basically. And on the side over here is where you have all your different motion, looks, sound, events, controls, sensing, operation variables, and my blocks. And so these are all of the controls that you can personally create. So what's great is that Scratch is really good for all difficulty levels, and for kids who are a bit more advanced, they can just start at this page and kind of figure out how to create things themselves and play around with it. For students who may need a bit more scaffolding and some extra support, what they can actually do is they can click on this tutorial tab, and there's all of these different options that are super awesome. Um, Create a story, make a chase game, which is one of them that I played with last time, and it was really fun. But all of these different options, and I think the one probably um, most relevant to the storytelling project would be animate a sprite. And what's really really cool is that they for kids who did need that extra support, they have little tutorial videos that you can watch that tells you what to press. So
You can change costumes to animate your character. Every sprite has multiple costumes. This bird has two.
so I'm not going to go through the whole video, but it'll explain in this video, and then if you click on the slides, it'll actually tell you the steps that you need to go through to do that, which is super awesome. But I'm going to start, let's go back. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. Create. So I'm going to try to create a quick, hopefully I have enough time, scratch for you. So we know that our every story has a setting. So for our setting, we're going to come over here and pick a backdrop. So you're going to click this backdrop button. And what's really cool is they have tons of options. You know, fantasy, music, sports, outdoors, all of this really neat stuff that you can click through. So there should be a really great selection for pretty much almost any story. The story I'm going to use for my example is a spooky haunted forest. So I'm going to actually pick this woods background. And as you can see over here, this is kind of our project. Next, I want to add my characters. So, you know, all stories have a setting and characters. So, oops, sorry. The characters, they're called sprites in Scratch. So I'm going to come over here and click on sprite, and the recording thing is right. I have to move it. Okay. And then click on this button right here. This is choose a sprite. And once again, there's tons and tons of options. So let's click on fantasy and see what they have. So since it's kind of a spooky story, let's pick a skeleton. And then you can pick more than one. And then maybe let's see here. Oops, I meant to go to fantasy. And a ghost. Let's pick a skeleton and a ghost. And I actually don't really want this cat. So I'm just going to click on the cat here and delete. So now we have our skeleton and our ghost. What's really neat also is you can edit them. So right here, this is the x-axis and y-axis for movement. And then this is size. So I think I like the skeleton how it is, but I think I want the ghost a bit smaller. So I'm going to click on the ghost and let's try maybe size 50. Yeah, I like that size, and we'll put him up there because ghosts fly. So we have our setting, the spooky woods, and we have our characters, the skeleton and the ghost. Now comes the fun part. We get to animate them. So once again, there are tutorials to talk students through this, but I also really think if they just play around, they'll understand it, and that's kind of what I did. So I'm going to go to events, and let's do, actually, let's have the ghost. We're going to do play sound, and then we're going to come here and put it together like a puzzle. So we're going to have them, the ghost, because that's what I'm clicked on right now, the ghost play sound when clicked. Now they already have a sound, but what's really cool is that you can also record your own sound. So we're going to allow. That's my ghost sound. So you can play it back. Ooh. And then save it. And then it's saved under recording 3.9, I think. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to our code. It's recording 1. So that's what the ghost is going to say. So then I also want the ghost to have some movement, some motion, I think. So I'm going to have the ghost, let's see. We're going to have the ghost glide, because ghosts glide and fly, to the skeleton. And I'm going to have the ghost scare the skeleton. So let's do when clicked. When clicked. So that's what's gonna happen with the ghost. Now let's go to the skeleton, and we're gonna have the skeleton. Let's have him. Ooh. We're gonna have him. We're gonna record our own. We're gonna have him say, "Ah, you scared me." Then we'll save it. And we'll go back to our home page and recording 1. And we'll also do when clicked. Oops. When clicked. Let's see. We could try to have him... I'm trying to think. Let's just start with this and see how it works. So we have our coding for our skeleton, and then we have our coding for our ghost. We could also have him say something too. So let's go to events actually. So let's have him say something. So instead of say hello, we'll have him say what I recorded. So ha, you scared me. Okay. So now let's see if I did this correctly. So we're going to click over here to expand our screen. And then we are going to click the green flag, which means go.
You scared me.
So there's a slight delay. So it was good. It was not great. So what I could, let's stop it. What I could do is I could go back and I could kind of,
You scared me.
Yeah, we should have the ghost do the ooh first before the skeleton. So what's really great is that now that I know that, I could go back and change it. So maybe it's something, I honestly don't know what to do, but what I'm thinking is that maybe it's something that we need the ghost to go first instead of the skeleton, and maybe that would fix it, but I'm not sure. So let's see if that fixed it.
You scared me.
Let's try that one more time.
You scared me.
I actually don't mind that them going together, so that's okay with me. So that would go along. Another thing I could do is I could actually record the part of my story into this animation. So I was walking along the scary forest path one night, and I could actually record that and then have all of my animations happen. So this is such a fun website and app that I just want to keep playing around with, but I really like the idea of using this to animate student stories. I think they would really have a fun time. I think that it would make for a really like engaging and meaningful lesson while still incorporating those aspects of STEM into it. And I think there's really great possibilities to incorporate other subject matter into this app. So yeah, that is what I came up with, and I hope you enjoyed it.